In the last video, we set up the campaign, and now we'll move on to selecting the template for our campaign. Since we spent time creating a branded newsletter template, we're going to select that option from the saved templates. Our template loads, and you'll notice that we can add design element blocks to change things up for this particular version of the newsletter. So while a template gives you a starting place, it is just that, a starting place for a particular campaign. Any elements that we add to this campaign, though, will not be stored back into our template. Let's create a teaser. This is a little bit of text that displays in most email boxes right after the subject line, so it's a useful way to draw the reader in to opening the email. We already have an eye-catching subject line, so let's create an enticement by offering a promotion. Click Save and Close to save these changes. MailChimp has made some big improvements recently to make it easier to design a campaign. You'll notice these three tabs in the right: Content, Design, and Comments. We'll be using the Content and Design tabs in a minute, but let's take a look at the Comments tab. Comments let you send a test email to your collaborators, which may be your friends, other people in your organization, your marketing team, that kind of thing. You use this when you want to get feedback on your campaign. If you're working with a lot of other busy people, or people that are spread out all over the country or the globe, this is a great way to get some consensus on what works from the reader's angle. Your collaborators can click the links, see the layout and content of your email, and give you firsthand feedback. We'll talk more about this later. Back in the Design tab, click any of the design elements to modify the text, images, links, and more in the right-hand pane. This is where you will create unique messages to send to your subscribers. This is actually the juicy part of your campaign, the reason you're sending this email. So it's important to make it good. Often people will use a primary block like this one to introduce something new, a new technique, a new tip, to their readers. The other blocks of your newsletter can be populated with the content blocks that you want to use, like your blog posts, for example. When you're designing your email content, you can work in this box, just like any other text editor. You can also copy and paste content into these blocks. I just copied and pasted some content from an email message. Click Save and Close when you're finished, and you can select the next block to start editing that one. I've taken the liberty of filling out this newsletter with blog posts from our blog, including links to each of the individual blog posts and images. This is a great way to reuse your blog content and drive traffic back to your website. Next, we'll move on to the Confirm tab. In the Confirm tab, you can check all the little details that you've already selected, the list and tracking and everything else. When you have your email ready to go, stop. I know you want to send your campaign without testing it, but this is never a good idea. Seeing it as your readers will see it is a critical test and one not to be taken lightly, because you'll often spot little mistakes. You also want to click every link and be sure it's going where you want it to go. Things happen fast these days. Your team could have made a website change, and your links may or may not work, depending on what else is going on. Take it from me, never send a campaign without sending it to yourself first and testing it.